Hi Libra, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Libra is your love reading for the remainder of October. I'm posting on the 17th, which is today, Wednesday, and it goes to the end of the month. I'll post your November love reading as usual at the beginning of November. I was just very unwell this month. And thank you so much, Libra, for the amount of views last month. Wow, you smashed it. You smashed it. I can't remember how many views it was the most viewed video, I think, last month, so in September. So thank you so much, all my little Libra friends out there. I'm loving it. Also, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, I've got a little thingy for you. Happy birthday, happy. It's a little decoration. It's pretty, isn't it? That's for you, Libra, because it's your birthday. I hope you've had a really great birthday month so far, and we are going to start your reading now, my darlings. I'm going to draw 6 cards initially. The first 3 are going to represent you, and the second 3 are going to represent the person or situation coming towards you, or your current partner, etc., etc. Okay, so you apply it. Obviously, you can transfer it. It can be them, this can be them, and this can be you, and this can be them, but you know, it's you know the ins and outs. Okay, Libra, they're ready. I like it when they come through like this, because these are direct messages. Oh wow, these are direct messages for you, Libra. I'm actually quite here you go, Libra, let's have a look. These ones are just, they come out because I know they need to come out, and I think, oh, it's just that one. I think it might just be that one. Oh no, one more at the bottom. They come out just because they need to come out, and they'll be clarifiers, so when they need to come out, I will know. Okay, these are your cards, Libra. We've got the 2 of I obviously predicted that. The 2 sorry, it's been a long day, darling. The 2 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups. Wow, look at you, Libra. And this one's clarifying 9 of Cups, so I don't know what it is, but I told you I'd know when it's coming out. Right, let's have a start then, Libra. So your energy, first of all, is the sword energy, all about our thoughts, our minds, our communications, our consciousness, what we allow ourselves to think about, and what we allow ourselves to realize and to see and to recognize. And this is number 2s, like all number 2s, are commitments. So this is being committed to a specific way of thinking, to thinking about a situation, about a person, about yourself in a specific way, even though we know that it's probably not right, or probably not healthy, or you know, we potentially maybe lying to ourselves with this type of card. It's not lying to ourselves, it's like knowing that you think a certain way but not really wanting to move out of that, or not knowing how to move out of those thought processes. And I'll tell you one way, hello Tiny, I'll tell you one way that we can do that, and that is, here he is, he's here, can you see him? There you go. He gets excited sometimes. You say hello, Tiny. Okay, right. Because it might be that, all right, Tiny, good boy, you sit on my knee, good boy. It might be Gemini, excuse me, I've just done Geminis. It might be Libra, that you don't really know how to think in a different way, how to think of yourself in a different way. You've always thought of yourself as no good, or, you know, not good enough, or not able to commit, for example, or not able to get the person or the thing that you want in life, whatever. And you just don't know how to think differently about that. Well, the way to do that is mantras, darling, mantras. And obviously let me know in the comments, and if you want me to give you some mantras, I'll give you some to try out, but you can write your own mantras. But this is what this card is about. It's also a card really of trust. I think you've got to trust that you can overcome something. You've got to trust that you can do it. You can overcome this way of thinking about yourself that may potentially be negative, or this way of thinking about somebody else. Maybe you see someone as very positive, but really they're not. I don't know. But you've got to, this is what this is about. And also making a decision, making a choice. And this is what we mean about choosing to take the blindfold off, choosing to take action, choosing to do some things in a different way. I mean, maybe you potentially make that choice, because your next card is the 3 of Pentacles. And Pentacles is related to the energies of the earth, so that's Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn, like myself, darlings. And number 3 is a master number related to the ascended masters. Whenever we see a number 3, it's always a card of it's always a number, excuse me, of the universe is pointing something out to us, drawing your attention to something. So in this instance, with it being Pentacles energy, which is about the things that are manifested in this world, the things that we see, the things that we put effort into building, like relationships, jobs, our bank balance, friendships, whatever. It's about, the universe is drawing your attention to that. How do you work with other people in relationships? Maybe you're committed to working or seeing yourself in a relationship in one way. The universe is saying to you here, how are you, is this appropriate for you? Is this really what you want? Is this really where you want to be? This is a kind of cooperation with other people, yes, but potentially, but also cooperation with yourself and with your will and with your heart and with your soul and with that drive and with, it's a cooperation with that. It's about listening to your inspiration is the Three of Pentacles. Listen to your inspiration. So what are you being led to do? In what area of your life that's real? So friendship, family, job, but this is relationship, but whatever. This is your love reading. But what are you being asked to, how are you being asked to approach it differently potentially? Or what are you being asked, how are you being asked to show up? In what way are you showing up? Can you look at yourself in an objective way with this two of swords? It's suggestive that there's going to be some movement though for you, because we start at 2, then we move to 3, then we move to 9. Suggested that there is movement for you. So I think that you do take this blindfold off in October and you do start thinking about the things that you want. This is what's going to tell me. You've been feeling like this. The 5 of Pentacles is a blow to our ego, basically, that affect. It's a blow to our ego that forces us to change something. It could be losing your job and then you realise, actually, I didn't want to do that job in the first place. Or it could be losing a friend and then realise, no, actually, I didn't like that friend in the first place. Or, that wasn't a healthy situation for me to be in. Or, there's been something that has happened practically in your life that you have potentially lost. You might be cut off from a friend, or they might have cut you off. And this is about you realising, the universe is saying, okay, well, take the blindfold off and be real with yourself now, Libra. Be real with yourself. What, how did you really feel? What do you really want? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to do? Why are you taking the steps that you're taking? Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Be honest with yourself now. Take off the blindfold. And again, this could be them, Libra, not you, but you apply it. It's as if there's been, maybe you've been single. When I see these cards here, potentially this could mean that you've been single for a long time. You've been single on your own. You've ended a relationship has ended, potentially because of third party, but that's boring to say third party, but could be potentially for some of you. And now the time is, the universe is asking you, or you're being asked. When I say the universe, I mean astrologically, karmically. That's where you are in your life now. You're being asked to assess, your input, what's motivating you, what's moving you. And again, and it could be because of this. It could be because of this 5 of Pentacles moment. As I said, you might have lost a friend, you might have lost your job, you might have, lost contact with somebody. And this is really, and this is now really the universe is saying, okay, let's work together on this. Let's think about this. Let's look at what you're actually doing. Let's look at practically what you're doing. Let's look at practically how this situation has arisen for you, and what you can do differently in order to fix the things, to have the 9 of Cups. I mean, look. So we've got the 9 of Cups clarified by this, okay, by this heartbreak. This has already happened. So again, as I said to you just a second ago about the 5 of Pentacles, it could be that the two are linked, the relationship's over, your wish is to get back together with that person, they've left you out in the cold. Are you being realistic, and are you being truthful with yourself? One, is it really something that you want? Why are you going towards something that potentially you don't want? Think about the reasons that you want this. What are the reasons? You've got this wish, this ambition. I want to be back with him. I want to be back with her. She's the love of my life. He's the love of my life. I want this situation, but there's things that are clouding it. One, you can't see straight in the first place because you've got a blindfold on and you've got your arms folded. And two, you've got all this and you ain't even looking at it. You're not even recognising what is the real impact of this. You're not recognising that, as we said, the fives are about this, a blow to our ego that means that we've got to change something. Maybe it was the end of this relationship that made you feel you have to change something, but you don't want to change, or you don't yet see that you have to change. Oh my gosh. 333. You might not see what you want to change, and the universe, 333 is now, and the universe is saying you need to. We're going to work. Universe is going to work with you. This time right now is for you to see differently. It's for you to act differently, behave differently, recognize something, see something. Okay, and it could be related to heartbreak. It could be the end of a relationship. You know, you got divorced 3 years ago, or whatever. You know, you're a divorcee or something like that, and you've really just not got over it. You've not got over it the last time, and then you're trying to jump into relationships now, and you haven't even got over your last one. You're still carrying this round. You know, we all have things that make us feel disempowered. That's the Three of Swords for me. It's about a kind of feeling disempowered. You know, it's a kind of feeling like, oh well, everything always goes wrong. So why is it because of, you know, my mum was horrible to me when I was a little boy or a little girl, and my my first boyfriend or my first girlfriend, you know, broke my heart, and I'm always getting cheated on. My last partner cheated on me. I'm always blah blah blah. I never feel comfortable with these people, and you just carry that around. And what that does is it restricts the wish. It restricts. You just keep your arms folded, and you think. You feel the difference. You feel like, God, you know, but you just don't want to look at it. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to face it. You don't want to face up to the trauma. You know, you just want to be like happy-go-lucky, but on the surface. But beneath that, there's work that you need to do. You need to overcome these feelings of inadequacy. You need to recognise where they come from. You need to do the excavation. I mean, to be fair, 2018 is the year of excavation. As far as I'm concerned, it's excavation, and it's building, and it's starting to build those new foundations. We're in a 3-year cycle. Next year is the manifestation of the work. So do the work. I mean, we've got this 9 of Cups. It's interesting because it's like, this is a wish fulfillment card. This is like saying you can have whatever you want. What do you want? Do you really know what you want? Are you clear about what it is you want? Are you because, as I said, this blindfold is on you and these arms are crossed. And the Three of Swords is here. So it's suggestive that there's things that are all mixed up that aren't actually serving your best interest. But whatever you experience in October, this is actually for your betterment, for your higher good. It's for you to really start to wake up and to recognise the things that the places, the areas that you need to change, that you need to make. If you keep telling yourself that you're a piece of, shit, if you keep saying to yourself, I'm a piece of shit, then you get back what you give out. If you keep saying that in your mind, if that's what you believe, that's the level that you vibrate at. So what you're going to attract is people that make you feel like that. And situations that make you feel like shit, sorry to swear, but that's what you're going to attract. And you're going to attract that because those situations is karma. It's karma, and it's the universe saying, look at this. You feel like shit still now, after this length of time still. Look at it. Work out why. Understand why. You've got to go through the healing. And the universe, or friends, or family, people that you like, people that you trust, people that are grounded, are helping you to see that, are helping you to, they're there to help you to overcome that, to help you to take off the blindfold, unfold your arms, and actually say, okay, I'm gonna, instead of being committed to thinking that I'm no good or that I'm useless or whatever, I'm gonna think in a different way from now on. I'm gonna talk to somebody about it. I'm gonna get some help, whatever it is, you know. And see, Tiny's come, which means he agrees. Do you concur, Tiny? Yeah, he concurs, don't you? Good boy, Munchkin. Love you. And, you know, that's really what the number 3s are asking us to do. Okay, so then we've got, this is the personal situation coming towards you. Flip it, apply it as it goes for you. The World card, new beginnings, the 5 of Swords, and the Hierophant. So we've got 2 5s. We've got 2 5s, which is all change. We've got... Right, okay, let's start. The person or situation coming towards you. This could be, for some of you, this could be a new situation. I've not said that yet, and this is the last reading. This is the second to last, the penultimate reading of the set. This, I'll apply it to you first of all. Excuse me. This could be potentially you starting having a new beginning where you realise, I can't carry on like that anymore. The World card's the end of a cycle, the end of the tarot, the last in the major arcanas, and we go back to 0, the Full card, and the World card is a card of transformation. It's full transformation, i.e. you literally cannot do the same things that you physically can't make yourself think those things anymore. You can't make yourself feel that way anymore. So you just, something happens where you just like, do you know what, I know that I'm not a piece of shit, or for example, whatever it is. Just carrying on the metaphor, whatever. Tiny, don't let your bum on telly. You're on telly. Stop. Tiny, don't let your bum on telly. Have you seen him? He's got no shame, this dog. Oh, you're on camera now. I'm keeping him on camera so he don't lick his bum. Love you, baby. So it could be that you're in a new place, yourself. You feel like this could be you. You're totally different now. You're in a new place, and things are going to change. You're going to make sure things change. We've got 5 and 5. This is about changing your thoughts, your mind, about something, and that being challenging, that being difficult, realizing that there's something that you do need to change. That can be very difficult. And we've got the Hierophant here as well, linked to the sign of Taurus, Libra. But it's like, so for some of you, you could be dating Tauruses, but I'm just applying this to you first of all. This is the Hierophant is what we call used to be called the Pope card in the tarot, and I mention that at times because it's like, if we think about what the Pope does, his role in Roman Catholic tradition is that he's God's representative on planet Earth, and is divinely, the Pope has a divine link to God. I mean, do you know what? I'm not going to say that. I don't want to... I watched this documentary the other day. I cried. It's on BBC iPlayer. It's called Believer, and it's about the guy from Imagine Dragons who is a... you know that song? Pain, you make me a believer. Oh, it's such a great song, that. Anyway, he is Mormon, Latter-day Saints. I've actually got that book downstairs. Oh, that's a whole other story. Anyway, and it's about the deaths, the LGBTQ. I shouldn't laugh, but I couldn't. Anyway, the deaths in LGBT community, young people committing suicide basically because they feel the shame of their sexuality. It made me cry, that documentary. I don't know why I felt the need to say that in this video, but I did. So maybe it's going to resonate with some of you. Anyway, the guy in Imagine Dragons was trying to. The documentary was brilliant, and in the film, and he's trying to change people's the churches. I mean, he's married with 3 children. He's got twins and a little girl, and his wife is Asia. Anyway, it's about he was trying to change the status quo, trying to get people to realise that by condemning, homosexuality, that actually what's happening is that these children are killing themselves. And apparently, in Utah, where I don't know why I'm saying this, apparently in Utah, where this it is based, the state where the Mormon, I think it's like the home of Mormons, or I don't know how to say that, but you know what I mean. The rate of suicides amongst young people is like double the national average, and it's increasing every year, etc., etc. And I don't really know why I felt the need to say that just then, and I don't ever stop myself, censor myself if I'm inspired to say something. But I feel like it's because of this Hierophant, this idea of they think of the prophet in they have these meetings that are televised, and the prophet, I think, no, they're called the quorum, or anyway, let's call him the lead bloke in Mormonism, stands up and talks about, I've prayed and this is what God's told me. And it's a similar thing for the Pope. I've prayed, this is what God's told me. I've got a connection with God or with the divine, with this inspiration, whatever you believe that to be. And personally, what I've learned in my life, I'm Catholic, I'm Roman Catholic, brought up Roman Catholic, christened, baptised, all that. And you'll hear me say universe and not God. And I feel like the idea of, I can't believe I'm talking about this. I never talk about religion on this channel. But anyway, I feel like the word God in itself, I think, narrows what God is. And that's why I say universe. Universe is God. That's what universe is. But because people give the universe a name, i.e. God, or whatever they call it in their religions or whatever, in their belief systems, because they give it a name, we personify it and we say that God judges. Well, God doesn't judge, or the universe doesn't judge, man judges. We judge. That's what we do. The universe is an earth sign. You know, I think of the universe as an earth sign. I think the universe gives us these experiences in life to get us on our path. The universe doesn't say, oh, I don't like you today, Ruth, so you're gonna break an ankle. The universe doesn't care about that. The universe doesn't say, oh, you did something wrong. No. The universe does not have, my personal opinion, doesn't have those type of thoughts. The universe doesn't think. The universe is like, what's going to get you where you need to be? This experience is going to get, right, have that experience. Didn't work that time? Okay, then. Next time it's going to be a bit more difficult to ignore that experience. And I feel like that connection is something that we all have, that you have, that we all have as individuals. So not just, you don't have to be a pope or whatever they call it in the Mormon church. Personally, I believe, I'm not trying to offend anybody. That's what my life has taught me. Anyway, that's how I feel. Anyway, I can't believe I'm digressing so much. What was I even talking about? We used to call this card the Pope card, because as I said, it's about that divine link to the divine, that clarity that we get, that inspiration that we get, the rules also that we get, the rules that we live by. And there's things that need to change. There's things that you need to see, or this person, I should say, needs to see. There needs to be a difference in. I feel like this is actually you, though, Libra. I feel like there's changes that you need to make in order to have a positive romantic future and experience, i.e. the one that you want, the one that you wish for. There's things that you need to start to do, and that, as I said, that's not a judgment. That's just life. That's just like, I'm not judging you. I'm not saying, God, you've got it wrong, Libra. No, not at all. What I'm saying is, this is how karma works. And whenever we see a number 5 and whenever we see a number 7, there's something that we're going to feel, babe. There's something that we're going to actually experience. So anyway, that's if it relates to you. If it's the person coming towards you, this is what they've been going through in their life. They've been reassessing and redressing the balances in their life, thinking about the things that they need to change, and they're in a new place now. They're in a new place, which is unique for them, which is something that's a new cycle's beginning for them. You know, a new karmic cycle in love's beginning for them, and it's something that's hard to grasp. It can be hard to grasp at times when these changes are coming through, because it is about, we've got to discard some of the things that we've held so dear. We've got to let go and change some of the things that we hold dear in order to move on with the number 6 of swords. Okay, so there's thoughts and ideas. So it could be someone from your past. Actually, it could be a potential, you could be potentially reuniting with somebody. It could be, because we've got, cards that relate to marriage, I suppose, would be these cards here. Marriage and tradition. Maybe you've been in a long-term relationship, or you've been married, or something, and there's a sort of, there's either not necessarily contact, but there's some sort of reflection going on, either together or separately, reflection going on about this. What was the state of my marriage? What was it built on? What was the state of this relationship? What was it built on? Was it built on my own, what I really truly felt and wanted and thought, or was it built on what I expected marriage to be like because that's what I was told, or what I expected relationships to be like because that's what I believed, instead of actually, me being authentically involved in that relationship. This energy is very, very interesting, Libra, and I'm going to leave it there. And the reason I'm going to leave it there is because I feel like this is something that you need to do. I feel like this is something that you need to go through. And I feel like this is something that is only going to be beneficial to you. there are changes that you need to make, and that your ex-partner or that your current partner needs to make before you can really have the type of relationship, love, happiness, feelings of joy that you want. There's things that you need to overcome, and this could be them. You know, I could be, you could be, you know, you could be the person in the new place, in the new world, you know, thinking about discarding the old ways of being, the old beliefs, and really wanting to have a new security, you know, based truly on what you're inspired and on what you feel. This could be you, and or it could be the other way around, where, you know, again, there's things that you just need to let go of with if you've had a difficult time, difficult relationship. There's things that you need to let go of in order that you can move forward. But you can't, letting go of something is the challenge. That's the thing that you can't skip over. You have to do the work, okay? So let me know anyway in the comments, and if you, I don't even leave in the comments on. I think I am. I'll try to respond. I can't respond to all comments because honestly, that's why I think I was so ill last month. Anyway, doing too much. But anyway, I think that as I said, potentially we've got some. This is really quite a you know, heavy reading, really. I mean, I'm gonna take your thumbnail so you feel like it's a good one. It's a good one, but it's more advice, isn't it? I think it's more advice, personal advice to you about where you are, why you're here, and what you need to overcome to have the type of commitment that you do want, okay? I hope you like that, Libra. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be posting your bi-weekly readings next week. Please subscribe, please like, and please share the content if it's resonated with you. If you want to follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, it's Key Wisdom Tarot It's Key Wisdom Tarot. And if you want a personal reading, there's a little bit of a wait, but you can email me at keywisdomtarot@gmail.com. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely couple of weeks, Libra, and I'll see you all again very soon. Take care, Libra. Bye.